heart emoji live online under the category Microsoft Flight Simulator. The uptime begins.
Hello. We're going to try something a wee bit different. We're gonna fly today, and I haven't done this in a while. I'm using Prepared 3D 5. I have a problem with my PMDG 737s on Microsoft Flight Sim until I get it figured out. It doesn't hold it in the NNAV or LNAV, excuse me. And so when I make a turn, it overshoots it, and then it kind of cracks, and I start doing this in the air, and I'm trying to get it fixed. And so far, nobody on the forums or anything like that can quite figure out what my issue is, other than I may have to break down and buy the lower, like the 737-600, and see if that package, when I install it in on my Microsoft, will fix the problem with the 737-8s and 9s. And so, yeah, till I get it fixed, I'm kind of stuck. So I'm going to be using Prepared 3D. I like it. I mean, I've been flying with it for quite some time. So, I just barely got the program started. I got my route picked out already for today. I don't know what that was all about. There we are. It's still PMDG, so that's the only aircraft I normally fly is that brand of aircraft. Everything is set there. Wheel lights are on, logo lights on. Everything else does not need to be on at this time. Down here to my FMC. Let's go to Actions, Services. Let's get the chop in place. And let's get us connected to some power. Well, I got my engines on when it starts up the sim. And I don't have any music to play, so I'm cold this morning. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt this morning. So, yeah. So as you can see, all my engines are on right now. So but right now we are going to put. Okay, we're now on ground power. Let's shut the engines off. Let's go back over to ground power. Actually, we want to go fuel. I never mess with the payload. I mean, I could, but I don't. You have to forgive me. My eyes are really bad this morning, so not one of my better days for my eyes. Anyways, we're flying from Cleveland, Ohio to Jackson, Mississippi on the first flight, and then as I'm sitting here flying, I'll think about I may go back up north and go all the way to Boston, from Jackson, Mississippi to Boston, Massachusetts. I think we'll do that on the second flight. I got an itch. But I use route and flight as vector skies to do all my planning and stuff like that. And I can't get my weather app to work right for P3D, so I am so I'm flying on the basics. So I don't have to worry about my barometer and all that other. I still do follow which way the wind is going and stuff like that. So I will make my approaches and my departures accordingly. So, anyways, enough said. Let's get into the flight. Let's get things going. We're gonna set the fuel to full. I'm flying a 737-4 today, or 737-7. I'm not doing an 8 today, so we're gonna. Oh, sorry. Where are we at? We are at KCLE. Is the ICO. Press it again. KCLE. And we're going to KJAN. KJAN is the ICO for Jackson, Mississippi. There we are. And we are Delta Flight 980 today. So we will put that in. At least that's the first flight. And I've already got my departure runway set. We are going to be taking off from 24 left, excuse me. That's the closest to, we're right here in the airport. And so we're now I just need to go over back to Sky Vectors and look at my departures and see what departure route. Every time I click off the screen, it just silences my the jet sound. So we're going to turn that down anyways. I'm trying to be careful not to overpower the sound here. So, but those are arrivals, departures. We want to. Here we go. Probably Cavis 5. Right. Cavis 5. Looks like it to me, Cavis 5. So we're going to go Cavis 5 to Appleton. I believe Wisconsin has a city called Appleton. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. No problem. I will scroll back up, get your name, and I will look for it in Discord. So I'll add that later. Right now, being in my stream, I won't take the time to do that, but I hope you understand that. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Okay, where was I? Yeah, we were looking at my departures. Cavis 5 is where we're going to go. So put that in. APE for Appleton. Back over to Route Finder, and after that we want to go Shannon. Direct to Shannon. Yes. A. No, back one. S. N. N. O. H. You know, some of these names they use, kind of weird. And then that's going to take us to VHP for a direct again. So that's to a VOR setting. And then we catch our first airways at J10, or 110, excuse me. And that point will be Tillman, T-I-L-M-N. And then J73. I forgot the J. Being that this print's a little small, I have a hard time seeing things, so I apologize. It's not easy when you're going blind. Literally, I'm going blind, so I do the best I can. J29 is the next airway. And we got to move to the next page. Whoop, whoop. There we are, J29. Let's clear that out. Memphis. Memphis is where we're headed. Let's see where this is taking us. And then J35 into SQS. Not sure what that one is, but okay. And then we are looking at a direct to Jackson. So let me pull up my weather. KGN. And let's see what the weather is in Mississippi. Looks like the wind is out of the south at 180 degrees, 7 knots. So we'll be coming in off the north. So let me, doesn't look like they've got an arrival vector, so we'll be okay with that. We'll just go straight into the runway. Okay, Jan. I'm using Sky Vector for that information. So let's open that airport map up. Let's see what's available to us. So, well, it looks like both runways are about the same. So we're gonna go in on 16 left. So let's go to departures, arrivals. And we're gonna go to ILS 16 left. There you are. Ta-da! And what was my SQ? I'm not quite sure. Let me go back one over to the other. Drop that off. Is there an arrival? See, there is no arrivals. Yeah, there is no arrival. So let's go to the runway. Let's see what we got. It looks like our minimum is at 2,200 feet. I have to catch the ILS or the ILS frequency. Decisions. Looks like we're going to go ahead and accept this transition right here at the top. When in doubt, collect the first one. So there's the route. We'll go ahead and connect that. Let's activate. We now activate. Let's go over to our flight prep. All right. We're looking at 154.0 on gross weight, which tallies up my empty weight. Our reserves, I always go at 2.5. That's just a standard issue. Cost index 25. Since it's free, we're not really paying a cost index for airlines. We're going to go at 34,000 feet today. And that's going to put my OAT at minus 52. Let's go ahead and approve that. That's now set for my VNAV. 54 was that. Let's go ahead and put this in, which is going to give me 15 Celsius. So now we're going to go to takeoff. Always take off flaps 5. 15 was that, so my trim has got to be set at 7.8. I can read a little bit. Which will give us a good climb. 780, 785, 7.8. And there we are. 7.5. So we're set. So let's go back over to services. We're done with that. Let's leave that as is. Let's confirm my takeoff and VR speeds. So 143 and my VR is at 144. Alright, let's set the rest of the gear here. Since I'm at 140, so we're going to do a continual acceleration up to 180. Oop, Since I'm not using an ATC, we're going to go ahead and go all the way up to 34,000. We'll give this our own flight clearance. I got to get my VAT sent back and run again, but right now we're doing this free willy-nilly on my own. So yeah, that's set. RTO set. We're looking at a frequency of 110.5. Come on. There we go. Poor mouse buttons. Time for a new mouse. 110.5. Oop, too far. 110.5 for the ILS frequency. Come on, Bubba Bear. There we go. And all I have to do is just set this back a notch. There we are. Set. We'll just stay on 1200 for my squawk, since I'm not flying on any frequency. So, all right, that should be it down there. Everything looking okay up here. We're gonna go ahead and let's turn the lights on. Let ground know that we are ready for pushback and taxi. Let that sit, and let's turn the APU on. And while I'm waiting for that to load up or warm up, we're going to go outside. I always like to put a little window in the corner. And there we are. I always fly Delta. That's just me. I like Delta a lot. My second favorite would be Southwest Air. I used to do GSX. I don't have GSX set up on my I used to. I don't have it now, but I'm going to get it back. GSX is the ground crew, all that stuff that you do, so we can watch plane mode, etc., etc., etc. And then I do have it on my my Microsoft Flight Simulator, but again, I'm having problems with my PMDG aircraft on that sim on my LNAV. My LNAV is zigzagging, wagon, so I'm trying to get it fixed, and I'm hoping that when I have to break down and buy me a new. Are we set? We are set. All right. Let's go ahead and set power over to my APU. And we're on APU generator. I have a hard time seeing. I apologize. It's not easy to adjust when you're going blind. We got to get this guy, my co-pilot, set up here. So got my traffic on. Everything's set there. I like him on weather, so if there's any bad weather, I can catch it. But flying without a weather engine, I'm not too concerned about it. So looks like when we take off, wheels up, we're going to be taking an immediate right turn. Okay, what's that? All right, so let's release and remove the chocks. Turn over to pushback. Let's attach the tug. And we're going to go L shape. And we're going to go nose to the left. tail to the right. Because we're going to the... I'm coming in... I flew this yesterday coming in from Denver. So, whatever airport I fly to, the next time I stream, that's where I fly from. I kind of like doing that. Just like a continual type thing. Excuse me. I need to get some water here pretty quick. And I have no music while I fly. I used to, but I don't right now. So I'm not paying a sub for it. I don't like paying subs if I can get away with it. All right, we're gonna go back over to. I hope I'm not blowing everybody's ears out. I know that I'm trying to keep the sound down. Aircraft sound is very loud, and I'm trying to avoid that. Especially when I get the engines on and I start taking off. All right. APU is set. On. Ground power's been disconnected. I think we are ready for pushback.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for push and start. Tail to the right. Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release marine brake, please.
Parking brake released.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Alright. I usually get to a certain distance away from the terminal before I start engines. GSX, if I had that installed, would make me wait until we got parked and brake set before starting the engine. But I don't have a weather engine active, so I just bypass all of that. But I wait, so we're gonna start 2 first, so let's go ahead and put the switches in. Switches are off. We are ready for start. Starting engine 2. I hear the engine.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
Parking brake is set.
Brake set.
Normally they would not release the tug until after all engines are set and on.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release. Right side or left. Good flight.
And we're going to turn our well lights off. Those are the lights inside the landing gear bays. That's what the well lights are. At least they are on a 737. I don't know if all aircraft have it. Flying in that, I have flown other aircraft. The 737 is the only one that has it. Not even the 777 or the 747s have it. So, all right, looks like we're set. Let's go ahead and bring those back online. Let's get engine number 2 power set. We're going to go to generator 2, or generator 1, excuse me. We're set. All right, over to 2. Over to 1, I'm sorry. spoon. Turn the runway left on. I like turning my runway. I don't know if that's procedure or not. I don't care, but I like to turn the runway lights, and that one indicates that we are set. I like to turn those on first, just to indicate outside that both engines are up and running. All right, looks like we're looking all right. Let's go ahead and set this. Bring those back up. Let's turn the bleeds off, and we'll pop that over to true. Turn off the APU. All engines are running. Checking that seat belts are in place. Can't get out of it, folks. You're stuck on the aircraft. I like to keep the lower dim setting on. We are ready for taxi, it looks like. Let's flaps 5. I think we're doing all right. Looking good to me. Let's wait until the flaps are all the way out to 5 before we move. All right, we are set. Put you over here, menu, legs, and I like putting you on program. We'll set this real quick. Legs, please. Yeah, let me have you. If I see intercept, I get rid of him. I go right into a waypoint. So, engines up. Let's release the brakes. I use Thrustmaster flight controls, joystick, and I've got it all set up to fly how I fly. This one doesn't have a computer. Oh, a tablet. How dare you guys not have no tablets? How am I supposed to fly without a tablet? I can't see my runways. I can't see my taxiways. So now I gotta guess. And in that, I'm not flying. Give me a wee bit more juice. I noticed watching a lot of flight sim reels on Facebook, places like that not every pilot keeps to the yellow line. I mean, their wheels are off one to the side of the other. So I don't feel so bad now that I'm not on the line. So, yeah. Did I put my taxi on? Sure the hell did. Good boy. All right, pre-check, flight, takeoff, flap set, thrust is set. Yeah, we're ready. And we're going to put my controls up at the top. There is our runway right in front of us. I hope we're okay, yeah. I get a little disconcerted here a little bit when I get close to when I see the taxiway from afar and I don't see a way out of it, and I'm just going to like run onto the grass. But I see it now, so we're all right. See, I told you I'm not even on the yellow line. My wheels will be one side or the other. I'm never going down the center. I try my best, but again, we're flying a 737-7. Let's turn the thrust off. Word of warning when I hit my brakes. I get a little bit of a lag pause. I don't know why that is with this flight sim, but see, here it goes. See how it lagged? I don't know why it does that. Alright, we are set. Make sure everything is in place. Alright. Strobe is on to flashing. Landing lights are on. Turn off those lights. Everything is set. And here we go. 24 left. I like the 730 or the 777. It tells me what runway I'm coming up to and what I'm on when I reach it. So the other Boeing aircraft don't do that on PMDG. I don't think the 747 even does that. This week we're just going to fly around the United States, and then probably Saturday I'll work my way back. Well, I'll probably have Friday I'll work my way back to Utah Salt Lake City Airport is my home base, airport I use. We'll do a 747 flight out of the U.S. and probably go to Mexico or maybe one of the South American countries. So it'll be a longer flight. All right, we're set for thrust. Check my power settings. Everything looks like it's cool. Full throttle. See, I'm really off the mark here. Look where I'm at versus being down the center line. Nose up. Positive rate. Gear up. LNAV. Let's break her down to 1600. Let's go to N1. Oh no, look at my nose is really up there. Come on, Bubba Bear. There we go. A little bit of the stall warning. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. We're going to go down just a little bit. Oh, that is. Come on. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. There we go. go to autopilot. There we go. Now we're set. Let's go up to 1,800 feet a minute on the climb. Boost up to 200 knots. Let's watch my climb. And let's flaps up to... We are up. Let's turn off the landing gear. A little bit of a rough takeoff, but we're all right. Let's go to legs here. Let's bring you down here. I like to bring this one up and put it down in the corner, so I got it. Then I can watch the altitude and speed settings on my going up to 200 knots. I'm already at 270. Whoa, what's going on here? There, I'm past that. I was like, what the hell's going on? Let's increase to 250, which is the minimum for below 10,000 feet. I don't have a flight yoke, and if I had a flight yoke, I could. So I've got my joystick over on the side, so I'm flying like I'm a co-pilot in an Airbus, but I don't have an actual yoke. I do, but I haven't used it in quite a long time, and it's. All right, Jackson, Alabama, here we come. No, Jackson, Mississippi. Ole Miss. We're not going to Alabama, we're going to Mississippi. And then on the next flight after this one, we're going to go to Boston, I think. I haven't been to Boston in a long while. So when I first started doing the flight sim, actually, first flight was out of Juneau, Alaska, and I flew all the way down to Salt Lake. Oh, God, that feels so good. And I flew to Salt Lake on that flight. And then I did a real short flight the next day from Salt Lake to Denver, and then Denver to Cleveland, Ohio. We're coming up to 10,000 feet. We'll switch over to VNAV. And let it continue its climb. Feet. VNAV. Let's turn on my anti-ice. $10,000 feet. Turn off the logo lights. I did not know this, but apparently airlines required you to turn off the logo light. Some airlines, I don't know if all of them, but some do. After 10,000 feet, it makes sense. Nobody's going to see an airplane at that height. It's like, why the hell you need your freaking logo lights on? They're down when you get low to the airport. Yeah, that's why they have them on. But, so that makes sense. When we get down on the ground to our destination, before I get to the next flight, I'm going to take a wee bit of a break here, get set up. Oh man, I'm itching. With Prepared 3D, I got to reset the software, so I just shut it down, reopen it back up, and get it all set up. So that's the way I like it. Looks like my subs and follows are finally working right. Still not right down here. I don't know where Shadow came in, so yeah. 18,000 feet. Let's put it on standard. Sorry about that. Well, we're still climbing. I'm gonna go grab some water. Be right back. Oh. Now with this first turn coming up here in just a bit, what, in 8 nautical miles, I would overshoot the turn, and then I would have to recompensate and go back, and then it would be like this the entire time, and it drives me nuts. So I don't know what caused that to happen. But it has, so. And then it would go too far, and I would get the warning bank angle. So I'd like to get it fixed so I can go back to flying on. I'll get it working. I may have to play with it during the time I'm off a little bit more. I think we're over Kentucky now. I am way off my flight path. Hang on here, folks. 30,000 feet, 4 to go. Uh-oh. A little bit of a lag there. I apologize. Don't want it too loud. Alright, let him free. I gotta run, I gotta go pee. Ha ha ha. Poor people. my sound volume is not overpowering. I can only hope. Oh. The fun part of flying is that you got a lot of downtime. It's just basically looking at everything going on around you. I'm not worried about other players in the air or other aircraft because I got that all shut off. Look at something here for a second. While we're flying at 34,000 feet. Rielious in traffic. Here we go. Yeah, you would think. Turn that up to 80%. Turn that up to. Let's just kind of see what happens. You know, I usually fly with a different aircraft engine on, but see, since I've gone back here, I don't see anything. Reload. So we'll see if anybody comes in. Any auto-generated aircraft from the game pops up. I do have prepared 3D version 6, but nobody is making any aircraft. And I prefer P3D. I really do. I think it's a good flight. It's made by Lockheed Martin, which is better than Microsoft, I'm sorry to say. But I think if Lockheed wanted to keep up with the market, they would incorporate a lot of the things like you would find on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Just saying. Just saying. Well, I had one guy come in and left. Talked to me and said, hey, I know what they're gonna. I mean, I've had so many of those guys come in and say, hey, you know, follow this guy. He'll teach you how to, you know. It's a hit and miss. A lot of guys. I'm an old guy. A lot of guys don't want to come and sit and watch an old guy. I get it. But you know what? I do this just because it's my way of just interacting with other people. That's why I do it. Why I freaking do it. And I can sit here and look at my phone. See what's going on in TikTok. Now some guys get a lot more extreme into their flight sims than I do. Boy, I tell you, there are some people that are just outright insane. Now, these girls are fine. Angels, they cook in... Oh, golly, I gotta see this one. She's got all of these chicken wings. She's gonna put it in hot oil. Oh, my word. Here it goes. You're gonna burn your hands. Oh, my God. They cook over open fire and oil, and she put all of these chicken things. Like, well, they're not chicken. I don't know. I'm a chef, or I was a chef. I retired from it. So I like watching other people cook. Oh, scamming accounts. That's all they are. Getting good at picking them up. Ooh, I like these ones. Because I can get to block them. Evan Kate. Jeez. What I laugh at, oh, here's another one. Tiffany Lorna, she's new. Not here for a relationship. Well, I don't want to be in a relationship anyway, so not with you at least. At least she's honest about it. Cheer for you. I laugh at a lot of these things that don't even bother posting anything. And then those that do post, they only got maybe 6, 7, 8 posts total. And I look at their numbers and they're low, and it's like, not worth following. Oh, here's another one. Emily Sarah. Why do you put 2 first names as your given name? That's a scam right there. Red tag, red flag. Here's another one. Here's another 8 posts. Very low follows, likes. Now this one could be legit because she's got over 22.6K, and as I scroll down, she's got more than I can count. Indiana outlaw woman, but I'm not gonna follow her. No, I'm not gonna follow her. She just liked something I posted. Oh, she just commented about me liking one of her posts. Oh yes, and the ones who do actually want to follow me. Count is private. I don't trust him. I don't trust anybody. I'm sorry. Everybody's been posting. Everybody has been posting on TikTok a little clip with Forrest Gump's. I make a good husband, Jenny. I just don't like using social apps as a dating app type thing. Ew. You don't know what you're getting. That's the problem. And then they want you to go to these freaking chat apps, i.e. Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram, or what, Zangy now? Is that the newest one? That's a red flag of me. I refuse to go. Well, if you can't text me on your phone, why do you want... They do that because those chat apps don't check them. And it's all encrypted. And so they think they're safe, and scammers do that. Sorry, I won't go. I've had a lot of people on social media tempt. Oh, I like you. Can we be friends? And I go, okay, but I don't go to the chat apps. So if you want to chat with me, you have to do it here. And they don't. And they disappear too. And what's really funny is those are the ones that normally get banned by the. I'm still itching badly too. Oh my gosh. Those are the ones that normally get banned. And it's funny because they'll follow me, and then maybe every 3 weeks or once a month, I'll go through and I'll find the ones that got banned. Off you go. I don't follow people back that follow me. I don't. Very, very seldom. In fact, there's one person I need to check on. I haven't seen her in a while, so I'm going to. I gotta check on her. I used to play with her a lot on Once Human, and then her and everybody else just dropped off the map. Literally dropped off the map. So I gotta go find her. In fact, she's the one that got me going in Once Human. Playing it, and joined her hive, which is a guild. That's what they call it there. So now I gotta find her here. Oh, there's one right there. Follow back. Banned. Tells me right there they were a fake to begin with. Well, I hope I can find her. Mary Saint Hardy. Who would name their kid that? Boy, that's a scam. Scammer's attempt. Mary Saint Hardy. Oh, God. That's a scary thing. There she is. There, I left her a message. Maybe she'll get back to me. These are people I played with what got me into the game once human. And the server that I got in on was one of the permanent ones, Y5, and it's become everybody's still there as far as their characters, but it's become a ghost town. Hardly anybody on. I had a a vending machine over in the harvest market, and all the ones that you normally would see, they just disappear and boom, 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 boom. And it's like, wow. So there's going to become a time, I bet they're going to do a complete purge. People haven't been on in X amount of months, they'll probably purge their characters. And, some of these people that I played with had awards and things that they've done. It's like, wow. And, it's too bad, too. I mean, I can understand why they don't play. It's because the whole thing has changed. I mean, they've changed a lot of the content, and I was kind of hoping that they would take away the fact that the corruption zones that are in the game. In fact, I need to log into my other account here. Sit here thinking about it. The corruption zones, that was all right. I mean, you could park your house there all day long and nothing would happen to it. Then they made it where you put your house there, then it starts deteriorating, and people didn't like that, and they don't make harvesting the things needed to keep it live and keep it up and keep it healthy. I mean, they tied our hands in a lot of ways. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people have left game. It's free all the way around the horn, except if you want to buy clothes and all that extra stuff to, spruce your home up and stuff like that. That's where you pay out the nose for it. But in the long run, really not worth it. Not worth it in that respect. And I still play it. I mean, I like it. I've got 3 characters on it. I got to keep them, or their houses pop, and then I have to. And I got to replant them again, and I hate doing that. We're going to be flying this week, though, so. But I gotta at least log in every 5 days on my tunes, or the houses pop after 7. And anybody that has a home down in the game, if you haven't been in game for over 7 days, they remove it from the map. It pops. Looks like we're going to be making a hard left, almost a 90-degree turn, coming up to this next waypoint. We're not that far. Looks like we're still over Kentucky, working our way to Tennessee. is still there. But flying is actually relaxing in game. I like it. So. The one thing I am kind of a little surprised, no one has taken on and coming out with a really good quality A380. I mean, PMDG's done 737s, 750, no, 747s and 777s. Done a very good job of putting those together. Captain Sim's not all that hot as far as, but they do a pretty good 757, which I like. And then of course there's Aerosoft, and Aerosoft's done 318 to the 330, but nobody has really ever come out and put a good 380 together. It's just like you get these other companies that have made what I call Mickey Mouse versions. But while I'm sitting here, I had to relog in here, so. Okay. There you go. All right, we did all that. Got it taken care of. While I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm going to hop in on Let's look at the world, shall we? I think I'm still in Kentucky. A little hard to tell. I'm trying to look at some of the KLWV Lawrence. I'm not quite sure. Well, we're doing all right though. Where are we at? Got some bypasses I've never seen before. Alright, we gotta look at the map here for a second because I gotta see what the distance is between well, I don't need to do that. I just need to go and look at there we go. Let's go back one, shall we? Let's go back to charts. We want to go to World High. Dallas Fort Worth, definitely not going that way. Mississippi, here we go. Alright, here's Memphis, there's Jackson. I'm looking at my nav charts. This is what's confusing, is this right here. SQS, I need to be down at 23,000 feet. So when I get to Memphis, we're going to drop down to 25. Get myself, if I'm down a little low early, well, I'd rather be low than too high and then miss my approach and have to do the circle around, let's get back at it type crap. So we'll just be safe and do it that way. So. Yeah, baby. Sometimes I just don't know. Cuba, Cuba, down on the farm. Is that Nassau? Yeah, it's Nassau way out there. JF Wade International. Of course, you know what? We haven't done that yet. One of these days we'll have to fly out to the Caribbean. Fly to places like Nassau, Puerto Rico. I've done St. Martin before. That's pretty cool to fly into there. I've done it on a 7-4. Big Queen of the Sky. Get that baby down on there. I used to watch all those videos of everybody standing down at the end of the frickin' runway and planes taking off. The only way you can fly out of there, take off, is to the east. But it's a quick climb, and then everything has to go up and to the right because of the mountains ahead of it. But they come up there and they hit that throttle and they got the brakes on until they get the power up to full throttle, and then they release the brakes so they get down the runway as quick as they possibly can. It's not a very long runway. In fact, when you land, you come in, you have to go down in the runway, turn on the little thing, come back down the runway before you go off into it. So it's very interesting. A lot of touristies in St. Martin. Everyone had to come in via the plane. And, of course, if you listen to John Panette, he apparently was on a Norwegian boat that crashed into St. Martin. So, yeah. Looks like Cape Canaveral is doing some closed air issues. Oh, wow. Miami has got VIP. Interesting. I like looking at Sky Vector because it shows you what's going on around the country. Actually, it's real live. So looks like we're going to be doing a left turn here. It's going to take us towards Memphis. Looking at my degrees. And then once I get to Memphis, we're going to be making another hard left from 214 to 191 degrees. That's where I'm going to start my descent, is at Memphis. So I would rather be too low by the time I got there versus not low enough. And then I got to circle around and get my aircraft down into position. I've done that. I've had to do that once going into Atlanta of all places. And the charts into Atlanta are pretty extensive. So. Ruben, down on the farm. Put my HUD up here. Ruben, down on the farm. Yeah, excuse me. Do like cold water.
I was just browsing along when I saw this. I have one question for you that all of us are raising a brow to. Where did you get those done? So that we can never know them. See, at first I thought you may have been disappointed. And then I just kind of scrolled through your videos. You've been like this for a long time. I mean, not even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could raise those brows. But moving on. Those soldiers that you're referring to, some of them are moms, dads, husbands, wives, friends, sons, or daughters. And they're willing to put on that suit. They're willing to strap on those boots to fight for your freedom. And I'll read it. Not for the enemies. It is because of them and their willingness to fight.
If you truly want to grow, you need exposure.
We're flying to Jackson, Mississippi in a Boeing 737. Nobody's coming in to watch me because they don't care. They just want money from me. And I don't pay people money for no work. Hasn't shown me shit. So, well, I'm referring to the people who come in and, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this for you, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? No, just go away. I don't need your fucking help. You know, I've been doing this thing for a year now, steadily every day. And I did this all on my own, so. Peace on you, beach. Peace on you, bitch. We got it, we got it. We're flying to Mississippi. And then we're gonna fly to Boston. Of course, I'm really having the hankering. I don't know, maybe I want to fly out to Nassau. Fun in the sun versus go to a sanctuary democratic city. We're almost there, 41 nautical miles. Now 40 nautical miles, and then after that, confess, and then we will start my descent. What the hell? Did somebody launch a... I don't know what the hell that was. Somebody put a big fur ball in the middle of my screen. Well, yeah, I can show you what I can do with that. Take that. Take that. Stick it in your bunny rabbits. I don't know. Somebody put something through my stream, and I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know. Flying along here peacefully, and then I see this pulsating on my screen in Twitch, and I'm looking, well, who the hell sent that? Nobody did. Unless it was one of the game gurus from Twitch that did that just to get my attention. Hello, I'm here. I don't know what you did. Knickers, I got the knickers. Seriously, somebody did something. And I'm not quite sure. Did I get a second? No, I only got one. Ego fricashito, mamma mia, burrito. I don't know, I'm sitting here just minding my own little P's and Q's, and I had this pulsating something on my screen, and like, who the hell sent that? I didn't do it. Honestly, I didn't. I didn't do it. I really didn't do it. I really didn't do it. I didn't do it. I really didn't do it now. I threw the rainbow unicorns though, but threw rainbow unicorn farts. That's what I threw. Probably change aircrafts. Maybe I had to go to the big Boeing 747. That would be fun. I haven't flown one of those yet. Since I brought it back and installed it back in the game, so. That would be cool. I don't know, where am I? Almost there. Almost there, and then we've got an 89 nautical mile. Is it 89? Yeah, 89. Well, I can't see. 89 nautical miles to Memphis. Sweet punky meats. I lost the little plastic tip. Now it's all bushied. It poofed. I'm wearing my U of Grumpy today. It was cold this morning. I feel comfortable now. Sure would like some people to come in to see and talk to me. Anybody? Anybody at all? I'll throw some more stickers. Here, I'll throw these ones. I'll throw the powder toast man. I like slapping stickers all day long. Okay, we are now headed to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm looking at my, let's start the descent. We're going to head to 25,000. No, we're going to head to 26,000. Let's turn the old seatbelt sign back on, and let's begin the descent. Well, then we're going to go 1,000 feet per minute. We're not going to go too fast. Oh, come on. A little bit of lag. That's what happens when I start my descent. Come on. Poor mouse button. Definitely need a new mouth. Whoa, way too much. Way too much. Way too much. 4,041 viewed. Okay, whatever that meant. I don't know what that one was all about. Don't know what that was all about. Keep the faith. Okay, where are we at now? You know what? We're going to change things here. We're going to hit this. I got to see where we're at. And we're going to come off of... Fall off the maybe we gotta come down just a wee bit faster. Bring them both up. Let's look at it. That way I can keep an eye on things here. Because things are going to get going down real fast here, it looks like. Where it's trying to tell me I need to be at 6,000 in a couple of hundred nautical miles from now. So, do you want to have fun? To have fun. I got rated the other day. I shouldn't say the other day, but at least 2-3 weeks back. Biggest raid I had come into my channel. 78 people, and not one followed. And they took off faster than I just boop boop. I'm out of here. So. If there's something you don't like about my stream, kindly say so. Don't leave me hanging. I'd like to know. I can't prove if I don't know. You know, it's not easy. trying to find the right content to draw people in. When I'm looking at fellow streamers at 77, just chatting, 77. No, there's another guy he's a former Navy person. He's got almost 100 in his chat. And I'm thinking, I don't even have anybody. Just got 0. So yeah, baby. We're gonna back off to 1,000 again. Time for a new mouse. Does anybody want to give me a free mouse? Could use one. Almost to 26,000 feet over Memphis. We'll stay at 285 on the speed. But because I am on the even switch, so if I'm at 26, we're going to go down to We're going to go down to 20,000 on the next descent. And then we will head down to, we'll head down to 14,000 on the next descent into SQS. Looking at my waypoints here. So 26 down to 20,000, and 20,000 down to 14,000. But the one down to 24,000 will stay at the same speed. But the 14,000 one, we will start reducing speed. And I need to take a look at this. So we got 40, flaps 40. We might need to be at 139 on the final. Whoa, what do you mean? Oh no, I forgot to put in. Forgot to put my little slash mark. There we go. So that's the final right there. So when I get, we need to come down considerably. So we'll start descending or reducing speed when I start my descent. My descent into 14,000. I can talk, honest. All right, 14 more nautical miles. More or less. Would like some new followers. Come into chat and talk to me. Nobody wants to. It's a wee bit lonely here. It's a lot lonely here. It's so lonely here that I'm growing mold on this old man's body. It would humble me. It would humble me. C's now got 104. Whoa, hello there, Jordan. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Dropped in before heading out. Okay, well, let's see. I'll look for Tang Otake on Discord when I'm done streaming today. And I'll let him know that Jordan sent me. You got it. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, time to go down to 20,000 feet. Feet, here we come. Descent time. Whoops. That was kind of weird. I'm sitting here trying to... Let's go to 12,000 feet a minute. That was a bit weird. Boy, my mouse is getting pretty tricky here. We only got 37 nautical miles. That's why I'm increasing the descent rate here on this bout. And I think we are going to slow down to about 265. There we are. Poor mouse. Poor mouse. I've noticed I go through a lot of mice. I don't know why. I'm not over hard on mice. Well, hello there, Peanut. What you doing, baby? What time is it? Oh, you got a couple hours before we have to go that route. Yeah. Kind of too weird to sit and feed you now, but I appreciate you coming by. Yes, I do. Hello, Peanut. Hey, baby. What you doing down there? Cute cat. Alright, let's see. And then we'll head to 14,000. I might as well keep going to 14,000 the way we're going. Let's head to 14,000. Because I'm eating up nautical miles pretty darn fast. There we are. And we'll just hit it back. Come on. There we are. 1,500 feet a minute. What, baby? What? It's not time yet. You know that. It's not time. No, it's not. You got a couple hours before I have to feed you. Yes, I know. What? What? Come here. Come on. There you go. Is this what you wanted, huh? Is that what you wanted? Just to come up here for a minute or two? Get your 5 minutes of fame? I can do that. I can. One nice thing I can do is I can fly right now without having my hands on this yoke. Yes. I can do that. You know, I'm thinking about getting some emojis made and have somebody make me some kitty emojis. Because I do like cats. Huh. Are you happy? Okay. can relax right there. I love it. All right, we're down to 20,000. We made it. Maybe I'll slow down my descent a little bit. Oop, wrong way. Let's go up to 11. In fact, yes, I know. We're just going to come to a screeching halt right here. Yes, I know. I didn't realize I was going to come down that fast, but we're okay. I like that. We'll still get to 14,000 here in just a bit. And that would be better. Hi. How are you? How are you? You're doing biscuits in my arm. That's okay. It's a good thing I got a sweatshirt on today. Yep. Plus it was cold this morning. You ought to know that. Both of you guys were cuddled up to me. Huh. Yeah, both of you were cuddled up to me this morning. We kept each other warm, huh? As we laid sleeping in the bed. Sure did. Oh, my goodness. What a yawn. You flipped your face to the other side. Yes, you did. 4 nautical miles left. And we'll come down 15 more knot speed here. And as I said, once we land and come to our gate, we will take a quick break while I reset up for the next flight. We're going to be flying on to Boston, Massachusetts. Logan Airfield is where we're headed. That flight will be just a wee bit longer since we're going all the way up past New York. Then tomorrow's flight, we're going to head back west towards Salt Lake. I don't know where. I haven't been to Milwaukee in a while, so we may go to Milwaukee tomorrow on the first set. And then on the second flight, we'll go from Milwaukee to Salt Lake, end the day there. And then Friday, we're going to do a 747 flight. And we're going to go to South America or Central America. We're going to go to Central America. Haven't decided if I'm going to do Costa Rica or Panama. One of those two. Probably Costa Rica. We'll do a 7-4 flight to Costa Rica tomorrow. Or Friday, sorry. And then Saturday, we will head back up to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is my home port when I fly VATSIM. So I always end the week back in Salt Lake. That's a girl. You're so comfy. You like it. I think you got up here because you knew I was wearing a sweatshirt. All right, off to 14 we go. Let's go. We're gonna 12, and then we are coming to 250 because we're gonna be getting close to that spot where we need to be at 2. Come on, there we go. Golly. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. And when I fly vet sim, I listen to what the ATCs tell me what levels I need to be at. So, but we're flying without ATC today, so I'm freewheeling it. Comfortable? Yeah. You get comfortable. But I gotta put you down soon because I do have to. I'll let you waggle your tail. Yeah, oh, you're flipping your face out of you. You silly girl. Well, coming down to 18,000 feet. Niner 2 is the barometer setting. And at my current descent rate, we will level out before we make our next turn. Then we are headed down to 6,000 or 6,200 feet. We'll level off at 6,300. And I'm really not sure what all these bypasses are that I've got sitting in my FMC. Not too sure. Never seen we'll be going to 16 left. I've got my 11050 was the ILS frequency, and let's type KGen back in. I use SkyVector for all my flight info when I'm flying in the US. I have to actually punch out for it when I fly out of country. Yep, exactly as I thought as I read it. Okay, good. 11050 is the frequency for the ILS. And if I go over here, it'll tell me the same. And okay. We're going to go flaps 1 early. Oh, I didn't take that off. Oops, my bad. Alright, flaps 1. And we're going to reduce speed to 240. So that way I'm under the flat rate of where my flaps need to be. So I'm not blowing them off the screen. Okay, there is my It's a lot of waypointing in there. We'll just wait until we get in there. Hi, baby. Here's your baby. You my sweet girl? Gonna have to put you down here in a bit. Because we will be down at flaps 10 by the time I hit this waypoint right here, the next one. Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of different things right now. And we're going to bring this in one. Alright, we're good. Coming into 4 nautical miles. What? Are you just enjoying yourself a bit here? You like being right there? Little stinker. Oh my goodness. That's 3 times you're flipping your face out. Alright, here we go. Down to 63,000 or 6,300. Oop, not too far. There we are. And we're going to reduce speed to 220. Can't keep my mouse wheel to do it right. Flaps 2. Okay, baby, I gotta put you down because I gotta use 2 hands to control the control chair. Sorry. Alright, over to my thruster. Let's set. Speed brakes are now set. I control that with my pinky finger on my throttle control. And I think we are going to back off to 1,000 feet per minute. No, we're going to come way back up here. We're going to do about 800 feet per minute. This green line here, right here, is what I'm looking at. When I get to that green line, I'll be leveled out again. So, there we go, 800 feet a minute. And actually, I could probably get away with 700 feet a minute. Okay. with my flaps down at 2%. That helps maintain my speed. There's my reference, 139. Let's make sure that that hasn't changed. Nope. 139. So my reference speed is set, flaps 40 at 139 knots. Coming up on to 10,000. Lock-a-pee. Wanna hawk a loogie, take a little pookie, pook the shells. And welcome to the South, ladies and gentlemen, as we make our descent into Jackson, Mississippi. Never been there before in real life. Have a couple times in the flight sim. Never been to Boston, but I've been there a few times in the flight sim. All right. Let's turn the landing lights on, and we will turn our runway lights on. Flaps 5. Excuse me. The flaps out 5, they will slow me down a wee bit, and then VNAV will adjust my speed for me on auto throttle. Look at something here. I don't really see the dotted line, so the dotted line I'm indicating is the flight path of the runway. And that's what I try to line up on. Of course, I will have my approach button pressed, or I should say my VOR localizer button pressed before. And then once I make the turn on to the final approach, then we'll have the approach light on. Gear will go down, flaps will start reducing to 40, and then we will be close to touchdown. I just zoomed in a little bit more on my. That's why all of the waypoints disappeared. Where are we at? We are currently at 8,400 feet, give or take, plus minus. And there's the land getting closer and closer. Hello there, Mississippi people. How am I doing? Are we still getting close? No, we're doing okay. we will be leveled out before we get to the next waypoint. And I didn't realize I'd minimize my... Oh yeah, we'll be okay. Well, that's 2 people that have come into my stream saying, hey, you need to contact this individual. Those are spammers. I hate to say that. I didn't want to say it. He's left us the channel, so I'm not worried about it. But, you know, I appreciate the offer to have help. But they're not telling me anything different than I don't already know. I can't force people into the channel to watch me, and I can't. Yeah, it's a numbers game, yeah. If I was female, it'd be a whole different story because people like to come into female channels more than male channels. But it is what it is, and I just do the best I can. So I'm not as good as Gaming Grandpa, who pretty much just streams on TikTok. Alright, there's the white dotted line we want. So once I get into this turn and we start up this way, I'm going to go just a wee bit further out, so I'm going to manual it, and then I'll turn into the glide path. It just gives me a little more bumper. So if I swing that just a little bit further than what the nav system wants me to go, we'll do that. Feels like somebody's playing with my hair up there. But again, you know, I'm not knocking these guys that want to. I'm sure they worked hard to get their viewpoints up as high as they have. I mean, this guy's bragging about being up at 351K. That's a lot of people. And I look at other Switch streamers on my thing. I mean, I'm looking at one right now. He's playing Crimson Desert, which is a fairly new game. 900 people right now in this stream. So, damn. But they're there because they want to see what Crimson Desert's all about. I saw it. Looks pretty cool. Do I want to get it? Probably not. Yeah, I'm just a humble guy. I mean, yeah, I like the stream. And yeah, I would like to get a little bit more in the followers to come in the channel. I mean, I like to chat. And I'm not looking for a whole lot. I mean, yeah, I get up to about 30 people would be great. That's my goal. But and then maybe I'll get some sponsors to look at me and say, hey, this guy, you know, he's doing okay. Because I would love to, to promote their products and stuff. And that's what, you do for sponsors. Some sponsors you can earn money at. So Yeah, would love to earn a little extra money at what I do. I don't have a donation system set up because I don't like the apps, i.e. Cash App, Venmo. I don't like any of those. All right, we are now headed down to 5,500 feet. Oop, too far. We're going to go to 53 or 52, excuse me. Come on. There we go, 100 feet a second. We're going to go down to 700 again. And then we are going to take my heading indicator. Come back the other way. Okay, we're going to go heading, we're going to go 10. So we're going to be at 310. We'll let it, and as I zoom in here, see, it takes me out just a little bit further. You know what? The heck with that. Back to LNAV. We're going to be okay. LNAV it. So we just need to watch my my speed. So we're going to be down at 5,200 feet. Well, we need to be at 47, so we're going to take that off. So I'm going to go to 45, and I'm watching my glide scope right here, this little diamond. That's my glide slope. So I'm gonna come down to 900 feet a minute, and the whole idea is to keep that glide slope above the center line right here. So when I do hit the localizer button here, it'll find it. All right, now we need to be down to 30, so let's keep dropping. In fact, we're just going to go all the way down to 2,700 feet. And we go to 1,000. Okay, we're going to hit the localizer. Let's reduce speed. It's 150. Let's bring the flaps out. Flaps 15. Oh, that's what it is. That's the indicator letting me know that my flaps are out. They'll disappear here in just a bit. Gear out. I need to be over here, so we need to get down to 143. Keep the descent. We are lining up and we are on the approach. Okay. We're going to go flaps 25. Let's go to flaps 40.
2,500.
There we are. Flaps 25. Nope, flaps 40. 139, 139. Okay, the nice thing about it is that my glide slope is well above me, so we're below the glide slope, so it's going to come down and meet me, and then it'll bring me all the rest of the way in. So we are doing just fine. We're at our target speed. Gears are down. Let's turn my taxi lights on. Oh, and because we're below, let's turn the well lights on and let's turn my logo back on. Okay, localizer is alive. Here we go, folks. Coming into Kjan. Okay, flaps 40. We're now in the glide slope. I've got my speed brake set for brakes are armed. Frequency set. And there is the runway in sight. Even though it's a little hard for me to see, I still see it. It's right here in front of me. Right here on my cursor's at. That's the runway. Alright, and as we deboard the plane, and we'll set ourselves up. Outer marker. That's what the OM is flashing on my indicator there. We're at the outer marker. I just don't have the volume on that one, so. Looks like 16 left is the bigger runway. I think we're going to fly the 387-9. To Boston. No, we'll fly it. We'll continue flying the 7. The 3577. 1,000 feet. Get ready to disconnect my auto throttle. Okay, the terminal is on the south end of the field. Auto throttle is off. Yeah, it's on the south end.
100. 50. 30.
A little bit of lag, I apologize. And here we go. Reverse thrusters are on. Reverse thrusters are off. Let's give it a little bit of gas. to a full stop. I always have a habit of coming to a full stop, but that's okay. There we go. Come on. Give me a little bit of speed here, pal. Oh, geez, come on. There we go. Pretty much completely come to a sometimes these airplanes will do that to me. There we are. Landing lights are off. And here we are again. The strobe is off. Yeah, I have to listen to that noise for a little bit here. Jeez. All right. had enough of that crap. Let's take you off, set the park brakes, and let's go to the menu, back to action, services, let's go ahead and request a connection on the jetway. Connected. You're hooked. Down to there, over to the batteries. Alright, we're good. Activate jetway. Engines are off. Engines are off. Let's go ahead and shut all of these 3 lights off. Hello, jetway. Back to return, over the doors. Let's open up the cargoes first. And we'll wait for the jetway to get in place before we open up the main door. It is moving very slow. About as slow as it was for me to taxi this way. It doesn't want to move. It's moving here, but I don't see it moving there, which is really strange. Oh, here we go. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we're now a lot better. Okay, now we can open up everybody out. Okay, as we deboard the plane, we are going to take a quick break. I'm going to get set up for the next flight, and I'll be back in just a few.
For pushback and start, they want the tail to our right.
Copy that, ready to push. Tail to the right. Parking brakes release, please.
Brakes released.
Brakes released, here we go. Pushback complete. Parking brake set.
Brake set.
Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your right and have a good flight.
All right, my friends, we are flying to Boston. I decided to do a freaking 7-4 run, so I just had to get it out of my system. As soon as I get a little more power so I can start moving. Takes a little more thrust to get this big bird moving than it does on the 737. I'm watching the numbers on my fuel gauge move, so, or I should say my center console down there. Shit, get out of the way. Come on. I know I'll get moving here eventually. Well, it would probably help if I took the freaking park brake off. Whoa. Okay, now we're good. Ha ha on me. Queen of the skies. Here we go, baby bear. I love flying this bird. I really do. That and the 777. I fly the 737 the most when I sim fly, but it's always a joy to fly the big 7-4. Come on, baby bear. I saw me moving just a wee bit here. There we go. There we go. No, we're going to go out this one right here. Just a wee bit too fast, so we're going to slow it down just a little bit. Pretty soon, Peanut. Pretty soon, okay? Yes, pretty soon. We have to go past the Air National Guard here on the left side of the aircraft. Guess I put myself in the center of the taxiway versus driving down the English side of the taxi. Oh, I'm going to have fun with it. I love flying this bird. I really do. We'll still get it up to full throttle before I release the brake. Boy, I'm really not steering too hot here. I don't know who taught me how to steer. I watch a guy on on Facebook. His name is Captain Steve, and he flies for American Airline. He flies the big 777, so he does a lot of long range flying.